In this video, we are going to talk about hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is the protein in blood that's rich in iron. It makes up approximately 95% of red blood cells, and each gram of hemoglobin can bind to 1.34 milli of oxygen, which meets the average adult oxygen intake requirement of 250 milli per minute. Hemoglobin can be defined as the oxygen-carrying pigment and predominant protein in the red blood cells. And hemoglobin carries oxygen from the lungs to the tissues and different organs in the body, and carries carbon dioxide back to the lung. Hemoglobin structure consists of heme plus globin, and heme consists of protoporphyrin, which is pyrrole ring, linked by 4 methylene bridge. Globin consists of 4 subunits, each subunit having 1 polypeptide chain. And now we are going to watch a video that shows us the structure of hemoglobin.
The major functional component of the red blood cell is the oxygen-carrying protein hemoglobin, HGB. This molecule makes up 90% of the cell's dry weight. Hemoglobin is comprised of 2 alpha and 2 beta polypeptide chains, positioned around 4 iron-based heme rings. Hemoglobin can rapidly and reversibly bind 4 molecules of oxygen, making it one of nature's most efficient gas transporters. Iron is a major component of hemoglobin and provides the binding site for oxygen. Therefore, having sufficient serum iron levels is essential for proper hemoglobin synthesis.
Hemoglobin normal types are classified into hemoglobin A, hemoglobin A2, and hemoglobin F. Hemoglobin A makes up about 95 to 98 of the hemoglobin present in adults. It includes 2 chains of alpha and 2 chains of beta protein. Hemoglobin A2 makes up about 2 to 3% of the hemoglobin present in adults. It has 2 chains of alpha and 2 chains of delta protein. Hemoglobin F makes up about 1 to 2% of adult hemoglobin. It has 2 protein chains, alpha and gamma. It's a primary hemoglobin produced by the fetus during pregnancy. Its production usually falls soon after birth and reaches adult level within 1 to 2 years. Now we will talk about the hemoglobin diseases. Hemoglobin C is considered one of the structural hemoglobin variants in the human population. People and the children with hemoglobin C are phenotypically normal with no clinical evident limitation or symptoms. These people have a mild degree of hemolytic anemia, splenomegaly, and proudline anemia. Hemoglobin C structural variant of normal hemoglobin A, caused by an amino acid substitution of lysine for glutamic acid at position 6 of the beta hemoglobin chain. It often doesn't need any treatment. Although complications such as severe anemia, infections, enlarged spleen, gallstones are not common, but they can occur. Hemoglobin E is mild and inherited blood disorder defined by an irregular type of hemoglobin. People with this condition can have very mild anemia, but no symptoms are usually caused by this condition. It's inherited and caused by mutation in hemoglobin beta gene in an autosomal recessive manner. No medication is required for most people with hemoglobin E diseases, and no signs and symptoms occur in most people with hemoglobin E. But some individuals may have moderate anemia and microcytosis, in which the RBC size smaller than the normal range. Treatment for hemoglobin E disease is typically not needed, but folic acid supplements may be prescribed to help the body produce normal red blood cells if mild anemia causes symptoms. Beta thalassemia is a blood disorder that reduces the production of hemoglobin and is classified into 2 types: thalassemia major, which is called Colles anemia, and thalassemia intermedia. The symptoms of thalassemia major appear within the first 2 years of life, About the children, they develop life-threatening anemia. They don't grow normally and may develop yellowing of the skin and whites of the eyes. Affected individuals may have an enlarged spleen, liver, heart, and misshapen bones. And some teenagers with thalassemia major experience delayed puberty. Thalassemia major patients with severe symptoms need frequent blood transfusions to replenish their RBC supply. But chronic blood transfusions can lead to a buildup of iron in the body, resulting in liver, heart, and hormone problems. But chelation therapy is used to reduce extra iron from your body. The second type of thalassemia is thalassemia intermedia, which is milder than thalassemia major. And affected individuals have mild to moderate anemia and may also have slow growth and bone abnormalities. Beta thalassemia is caused by mutations in the hemoglobin beta gene, which provides instructions for making a protein called beta globin, which is a component of hemoglobin. Mutations in the hemoglobin beta gene may prevent the production of any beta globin, and then we called it beta zero thalassemia, or just reduce the amount of beta globin, and then we called it beta plus thalassemia. Sickle cell anemia is one of a group of disorders known as sickle cell disease, and is an inherited red blood cells disorder in which there aren't enough healthy red blood cells to carry oxygen throughout your body. Normally, the flexible round red blood cells move easily through blood vessels. But in sickle cell anemia, the red blood cells are shaped like sickles or crescent moons. These rigid sticky cells can get stuck in small blood vessels, which can slow or block blood flow and oxygen to different parts of the body. Sickle cell disease can be caused by a genetic mutation in the DNA sequence in which a single amino acid of both beta subunits is changed from glutamic acid to valine. Sickle cell disease can cause anemia, vision problems, delayed growth or puberty, frequent infections, swelling of hands and feet, and episodes of pain. There is no cure or treatment for most people with sickle cell disease, but treatments can relieve pain and help prevent complications associated with the disease.